What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Never Miss Mondays. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Matthew.
And this is Cooter. Meow. Oh my gosh, he loves when we film. But long time no chat. We had some audio issues that we needed to take care of and I just wanted to make sure that everything sounded good. So episode coming a little bit late this week, but we're really getting into the swing of things. So I'm very excited. So what have we been up to?
Traveling like crazy.
Everything under the sun.
This is going to be our first weekend back at home in like
a month
6
and a
weeks.
half. Yeah, basically. And it can't come soon enough. I wish it was Friday today, but unfortunately it's not. So I started prep just had about a month ago. This is week 4 going into week 5. I have no idea. But I started prep Monday, flew out on Monday. And yeah, started prep on Monday, flew out on Monday, and started my period Monday. Literally everything was so freaking crazy. I was eating English muffins and hard-boiled eggs in the airport, and it was just really freaking awesome. And I literally had to fly from like St. Louis to Salt Lake, and then Salt Lake to Connecticut, and then Connecticut back home. So it was just like a really fun first week, not being in my house and just eating out of a suitcase. But I mean, it was hard for the first week, and now it's been like a cakewalk ever since. So yeah, we had that. And then that weekend, I need to pull up my calendar. When even was, like, what all have we freaking done? Because that was the 12th. So the 16th and the 17th, what is it that we did that week? Oh, that weekend is when my sister's, is that when her bridal shower was? Yeah, that was when Allison's bridal shower was. And then the 23rd through the 25th.
We went home for Memorial Day.
No, baby, that was...
Yeah. And then this past weekend.
Oh, yeah. We went home for Memorial Day to Indy. And then this past weekend, we went to Louisville to go see Val and see one of my friends compete. And so finally this weekend, we have nothing. But even before freaking Salt Lake, we had shit like every single week. So I'm excited to not live out of a suitcase for a little while.
Yep.
And just cook my food at home. Like, I can travel and prep no problem, but the first week is crazy. And like, I just got absolutely so screwed by travel, so it was just like really fun. But prep is going really, really well. Everything's pretty chill. Protocols are still very, 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 very manageable. So I'm really kind of chilling with that, which is nice. Last year at this point in time, I was already like kind of balls to the wall.
Yeah, this time last year, you were like 10 weeks in.
Yeah, I had already been doing it for a very long time. Yeah. So I'd already been doing it for a long time. The intensity and like my cardio was fucking crazy. My food was lower, which obviously because I started with lower food. But I just feel good. Cardio's literally at 5x25. I did start carb cycling last week, but my carbs, like on my training days, and even on my non-training days, like my non-training days are basically what I started prep at last year, which I think is like crazy to think about. Weight's like trending down. I'm happy with how my physique is looking.
You're responding great.
Yeah.
You responded great last time, but like
Yeah.
you are responding for only like 4 weeks in. Like your veins are popping. You're looking good. You got your gills back.
Almost. Yeah, I need to start my period and then it'll look a little bit better. But, yeah, I'm feeling good. It's already like down 5 pounds in the first 4 weeks, which is exciting. And yeah, really, honestly, there's like not much to talk about in the realm of prep, just because things have been going
phenomenal.
So freaking easy. Like I just kind of coasting. I don't really even feel like I'm doing it half the time. My life doesn't feel really any different than it did when I was outside of prep, so it's fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
I'm not being cranky yet, so.
Yet.
Whee! But I did finalize my suit color this week, and no one's ever going to guess what it is.
You're gonna look so good.
No one would ever guess this color.
I think I damn near passed out when I found out. I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely one, and it's not even one that like I was thinking about. Meg is the one that brought it up, but I so see the vision when I think about it. But like, no one will guess this color at all,
Nope.
which is
Not
so
for
fun.
definitely a color for you.
Yeah, a
like-
color for me. Like, all of my friends would never guess that I was picking this color.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh. But yeah, everything's really going pretty swimmingly with prep. I have no comments. No, nothing to talk about. But yeah, we did the last podcast that we did was talking about like things to watch out for in coaching, things like that. So we'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. That we wanted to talk about the like green flags with
Yep.
coaching and like things to look for and be able to want to have in a coach, and maybe what that looks like, and even just like the little things. Like obviously the green flags are like getting fucking results, but like it's like other little things that I think set coaches and really good coaches apart. And I mean, I've been in the game for a very long time now, and obviously I talk about it to you all the time because, you know, I love this industry, but sometimes this industry can be kind of dirty. And so I like to rant. I'm a ranter, and I'm okay with that. So we're going to go over
Big
green.
time.
Yeah. Oopsie. We're going to go over green flags for
Yep.
coaching. Do you have one that you know off the top of your head that is a green flag?
We didn't make a list this time around.
Yeah.
Only mainly because there's a lot of red flags to talk about.
Yeah, I needed
But-
to like get my stuff in order, honestly.
Some green flags be like education. Education would be a big one. They know their shit. They know what they're talking about. When
You're going to make me get into it, aren't you?
oh no, but like education in the sense of okay, yes, a big green flag is you see that they have all these certifications, but you can also tell a coach knows what they're talking about based on how they talk to you. Like, you know when someone's like telling you something and they're just reading a script that they read in their head versus they know their shit and they're passionate about it. That's another green flag. One that's someone that's truly passionate, not just here to make a couple bucks and sell you just to get your money.
Yes, King. Very good answer. Very, very, very good answer.
Uh-oh.
My turn. Okay. I've always felt like this, but I've just now started talking about it. So this can be like green flag, red flag, either way. And I'm going to preface this with this is my opinion. If you don't agree with it,
Click away.
don't subscribe, don't like, don't watch, don't listen. Okay, cool. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm open to hearing your opinion. However, I've been in the game, I've been in the industry, I've heard the horror stories, I've been victim to horror stories, okay? Let me talk my shit, okay? And it's not shit talking if whatever. Okay. So, I'm a very big believer in yes. In like there are things everybody I don't even know how to I have so many thoughts about this. I don't even know how to articulate it. This is where my ADHD brain comes into play. I'm so passionate about this, and like because there's so many coaches out there in the world. So many coaches, because it is so fucking easy to go and get a NASM or an ISSA or a ACE CPT certification. Half of them don't even fucking regulate the test, so you can just use an open book.
Mm-hmm.
So someone could literally not even read the book, take the test and pass and be a CPT. So keep that in mind when you're talking to someone about potentially working with them and they call themselves a CPT. That's what I'm talking about. Is a CPT alone does not make you a good trainer. Does it legally make you a trainer? Yes. Legal piece of paper. A corporate gym could hire you. liability, changes some things. However, in my eyes, and I would say in many, if not most, hopefully all other educated, successful, and true coaches, they will agree the same. Now, I'm not saying that a NASM or an ISSA or an ACE is a bad certification. However, it cannot be the sole source of your knowledge and the only thing that you have, especially because of the materials that they talk about. They do not teach you how to apply it, and it is so extremely generalized, and a lot of it is outdated. The studies that I was reading in my NASM that I did in 2020 were done in 2012 and 2013. That's 8 years of data that has not been looked at or that I'm reviewing. So, and I do get it. Every trainer has a starting point. At one point, I was only a CPT. I get that. At one point, I only had my NASM CPT. However, I had been a client for 3 years at that point. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about in the realm of like, I'm not hating on you or think that you are lesser than if you're a trainer with just a CPT. What I'm saying is my problem or things that to look out for is that is it. I've even coached train people that are NASM CPTs, and it's like, I don't even know it, and so it's like, what kind of knowledge is even in these courses? And yeah, won't get into that, but
having the NASM to me is more just like, your anatomy. Good, great.
anatomy,
Your muscle
therapy,
groups.
yeah.
And all the little different muscle fibers and
Yes, which are
what to
important.
hit.
Those are
Those
things
are great
to have in your mind. Absolutely. You want to know the muscularity, your different underactive, overactive movements, how you're doing things. It talks a little bit about overall health, things like that. But it is a very anatomy-based class. You're not seeing the emphasis in hypertrophy training, which is majority of what what my niche is for online coaching. You're not seeing the macronutrients. You're not getting the blood work interpretation help. You're not getting anything for like female menstrual cycle. You're not getting anything for like cognitive function. You're not getting any of those kinds of things. You're not getting things in regards to client management, client success, mindset work, anything like that. It's only providing you with those certain things, which are great, but you're leaving out probably 80% of what I do as an online coach. So, Callie heard me talking. She said, I'm in here. And so my thing with this is one, if you are, if you're looking for a trainer and it's just, a NASM CPT, or if you're a trainer and you're like, well, I just need to find somebody that's a NASM CPT, that's going to be, don't just look for that. Okay. And I'm not saying you have to continue your education in like formal courses. Ideally you will have like more formal courses that you have done, but at bare minimum, listening to podcasts of other coaches that been in the game longer than you, from dietitians, from doctors, from physical therapists. You're buying books, you're reading articles, you're reading studies, you're following, certain studies that are coming out, whatever it may be. You're talking to other coaches. That's what I'm talking about. So green flags are one, also, being able to say like, yes, legally I'm a trainer, but I have a lot to fucking learn, and embracing yourself with that. So yes, at one point I was just a NASM CPT, but now I'm a NASM CPT, DLD, OFNC, J3U level 1, J3U female module, 6 years being coached, 4 years of also being a coach, and then multiple books, multiple articles, multiple studies, talking to other coaches, so many things. But a big piece of that I see a lot as well too is be a client before you're a freaking coach. Be a client before you're a coach. Sit in the client seat and see what you like, what you don't like, how it feels, the management system. And there's always someone on this planet that knows more than you. If you, like, I will always have a coach. I do this full time as my job. I full well could coach myself, but I know there are people that know better, that know more than me. And also, I don't want the mental load of doing my own stuff, to be honest. You see any Olympian, they have a coach. You see any pro athlete, they have a coach. So just because you're a CPT, don't convince yourself you don't need a coach, because I guarantee there are hundreds, thousands of people that know more than you. Soak up that knowledge and sit in that client seat before coaching. So, green flag, there's tons of green flags that you can pull out of that. If they've had a coach themselves, if they are staying up to date in information, if they are talking about, studies or things that are coming out, whether that be on their Instagram or their TikTok, or they're bringing things up to you. Those are very big green flags that I think set apart not even just like being a basic coach, but being a high caliber coach and knowing what you're talking about and being in this for the coaching industry, not just here to coach people, like just here to be an online coach, but truly doing the science and the health and the wellness behind it. So he said, Mommy's just so right. I got so tired. So that's a big one ran over. Your turn.
That was long.
Yeah, sorry. Not sorry. It's a good one.
It is. Another green flag would be if you took a green flag to look into for a coach, if it's in person or an online coach, that yes, when you're in the gym and you're working, like you're there to put the work in and everything, but this is my opinion, and I feel like most people will agree, the gym should be fun. It shouldn't feel like a chore, and you, not necessarily saying you, like your trainer or whoever you hire doesn't need to be your best friend, but like hire someone with some personality, not just a drill sergeant.
Yeah, I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. As far as, I do a lot of that with my clients. Like, yes, I have authority, I hold them to standards, I don't let them, feed into bullshit. I'm not going to give them bullshit. I'm not going to let them not live up to the standard that I know that they can, but I'm not going to be a raging bitch.
Exactly.
Like, there's a time and place where I'm be like, hey, get your shit together. Like, I've gone over this many times. But then it's also like, I understand that we're human and life happens, and also like this should be enjoyable, and you want to go on vacations, you want to have these things with your friends. I'm going to include exercises that you love, because yes, something could be a little bit more optimal, but if I can still keep it optimal and have something that you enjoy, I'm going to do that. So.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's kind of where I was going, is a coach that will be fun, laugh with you, hang out with you. It feels like more of a friend, but that coach at the same time will, if you're fucking up, you're lying to them, not telling them, keeping them up to date, they will call you out on your bullshit.
Yeah, I just think that the relationship matters. You're there, yes, to direct them, but you're also there to like teach them, and no one's going to learn from dictatorship, and no one's going to learn from disrespect. And so I think it's, you have to have empathy for people, but you also like, that's why I feel like sometimes like my HR experience kind of helps, because it's like coaching like in the business setting is almost like coaching in like coaching my clients in how to do something, or like empowering them to want to do it on their own, instead of just dictating everything. Like, because if I just sit here and be a dictator, they're also going to be like, okay, well, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, what's the purpose behind this? Rather than me getting them so bought into what they're doing and they understand why they're doing it, now they're going to be 10 times more bought in and want to do it. So I think that that's like a big piece of the puzzle. So,
yep.
Yeah. Brain fart. I think as far as green flags go, one, I just really think that care goes a long way, kind of like what you were saying. I literally was just talking to a client, an old client today. She ended every bit of probably a year ago. She messaged me on WhatsApp, had a a simple health and wellness question. I'm gonna fucking answer. Like, I know so many people in the industry that, and yes, I am very big on, I am worth money. I am worth time. Like, I am worth these things. I am big on that. I charge what I'm worth and I believe in that. However, I'm also fucking human and so are these people. And like, I spend months and months and years with these people. I get to know them on an extremely personal level. I get to be with them through some of their most amazing accomplishments, through some of the hardest moments. They struggle with themselves. How can you not care about them as a person? So it's just, if you have a coach, like how they act, when you ask questions, even if you're a current client on the roster, if you ask a question, I've had people in my, like, not current clients, but I've had people that I've talked to that have a coach, and they've literally said, I can't ask questions because my coach said that if she answers all my questions, then there would be no reason for me to pay her. So then I would just not hire her anymore. So she doesn't answer my questions. She just programs for me. That's fucking crazy.
That's
crazy.
awful.
Like, if you, like, tell me you don't have a, like, true business that you're bought into, if the sole reason, like, the sole way you're keeping clients on your roster is by not giving them any information so they feel like they can never leave. Like, it's more empowering for a client to come to me and say, I accomplished everything I wanted to do. I'm ready to go on my own. That's fucking awesome. But, if you're asking questions and your coach is explaining to you everything, the why, you understand why you're doing what you're doing, how it's going to affect what you're doing. But then also, after you're done, if you, like, every single time a client ends with me, I always, in my last check-in or my last call with them, I'm like, listen, I care about you so much. Like, I've spent this much time with you. I really deeply care about you. Please know, if you have a question, I will always be here from you. It could be 10 years from now. I will have the same WhatsApp for the rest of my life. You message me, and if I find out that you had a question and you were contemplating asking me and you didn't, I'm gonna hit you. Like, text me a question and, like, keep me updated on your journey. Like, if things are going well or you're struggling, like, keep me updated. And so, like, I have clients from 4 years ago that still message me, like, their wins, or will just ask me a simple question. Or, like I said, I just had a client today that ended, like, a year ago that was like, hey, like, I have just this quick question. Like, my digestion's been acting up. Like, this is what I think it is. Like, is that what you think it is? If you are going to look at those people and say, oh, well, I can't tell you because... And listen, I get it. If I had somebody in my DMs that was like, hey, can I have a free workout program? I'm not going to give that to them because I have clients that are paying for that. Dude, yeah. So just how your coach responds when you ask questions, but also your coach's view on, I think, communication after you've ended just really shows a lot about just true actual care about you as a person, and not just a number on your roster or a couple $100 extra a month or whatever that may be. It's like, I literally have this person's life and livelihood in my hands. I care about them so much. I want them to win. Yes, I'm a business, but I'm also a fucking human being. So I think that that's important. So
I agree.
we love our people. We love our girls. Liv's girls are the best girls.
Period.
Speaking of things that we're doing, Liv's house is going to be bumping for 4th of July. I have so many of my clients coming, which is going to be so fun. Current clients, past clients. One of my past clients is actually flying in, like, from up north to stay for, like, 4th of July. And, like, I'm just so proud of, like, the relationship that I have with my clients. Like, I take that with so much pride, and, like, just, I'm a coach to them. They see me as their coach, but, like, they see me as someone, like, a friend who deeply cares about them. But yeah, we're basically having, like, a Coach Liv's retreat in our apartment and pool for the 4th of July. How freaking fun is that?
Yep.
Like, you can't tell me you don't want to be a part of that. Like, that's so fun. Literally, everyone's...
I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah, Matthew's just gonna be our bartender and, like,
Be
bring us our
bartender
snacks.
and cook.
And you're gonna be our photographer. But yeah, literally, it's just, like, the girls are staying here. It's gonna be so fun. Like, the community that I have with my girls, I think, is just so amazing. And, like, especially with, like, my local girls here, I think it's just so fun. So
We might film it and make a vlog.
we should definitely make a vlog, or at least have one of them on the pod. I think that would be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely need to put Peyton on the pod.
Oh yeah.
Peyton's my girl that's flying in from up north. So, but yeah, I think it's just, the community aspect is so big. Being able to have that and like connecting with other people, I think is awesome. So, what you got, boy?
Green flag. Kind of take this many ways, but when you going and looking for a coach, specifically looking for online coaching,
Yeah.
hiring a coach isn't a cheap thing. But
Period poo. Period. Oh, period poo.
Like
period
if you're going
poo.
to look at a coach and it's like, it's $600, $600 a month, that's outrageous. Like that coach, even if they have all the knowledge.
Now. I will stop you there because there are some coaches in the industry that are charging in those rates that are doctors, registered dietitians, Olympian coaches. Yes.
That's different.
Absolutely.
But if you're a
caliber.
Yeah, if you are just someone off the street, new, like you've been working out for a little bit, you've never had a coach, and you're looking for an online coach, and you're not looking to compete, you're not looking to ever step on stage or anything like that. You just want to learn nutrition, how to work out properly, lifestyle. Yes, there'll be coaches that you'll see that have doctors, all this. Yes, they should be charging $800 plus. They can charge whatever they want. They have the knowledge. And you would expect, I'm a coach.
I'm paying a higher ticket price for
I'm a
higher
coach.
ticket knowledge.
I'm a coach and I coach Olympian athletes. Yes, higher. However, if you're just picking off people brand new.
And not even brand new. Like, even if, like, myself, like, I don't charge any more than $350, $350-ish a month. And, there's so many coaches in the industry with even less experience than myself that are charging upwards, which up to them, but price is something to consider. You just have to consider the value. That's value is what we're talking about.
Exactly where I'm getting at.
Yes. Don't ever go with the cheap. Don't go with the cheapest option because it'll be the cheapest option for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a line of like, okay, why is it priced at this much? How much am I getting for that? What's the industry standard for what I'm looking for? Because yes, if you're a competitor and you're looking for coaching, that's a different industry standard rate than for a lifestyle client. Okay, if you're looking for someone who's a registered dietitian, that's a completely different industry standard rate from someone who's just a CPT. If you're a physical therapist, if you're a doctor, whatever that may be, it's going to determine that. But just, make sure that the value you feel like does add up, but do understand that it is a very big investment. And it is one that you should take seriously, which is why we talk so much about how much goes into the decision making of who you are going to hire as your coach.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting at. And also, look at the coach. So, someone hiring you, you can see you post your clients all the time.
Yeah.
You can go to Ignite's page and you can see, okay, it's a community here.
Yeah.
All this. Now, if you're going to go to a coach and he or she is charging $500 a month, but they don't post their clients out. You don't know anything. It is just do your research pretty much.
Well, I think those are two separate things. I think one, obviously the financing piece of it, but two, you're going to want to see obviously the results from people. So people who are very open about the progress that people are achieving, you're firing him up. Coaches who are very open about the progress that people are achieving, the wins that people are having, as well as that'll lead me into my green flag, is if you're maybe having a call with a coach that maybe you're potentially looking at hiring and they direct you to say, hey, reach out to any of my current clients. I say that on every single call that I'm on because I can sit here, sales, obviously it's a business. And if I think that you're a fit, I will talk to you about the packages and, we're going to try to get you on the program because one, I know you need it and we'll go from there. But every single call that I'm on, I say, listen, I can sit here and tell you all of this, and I'm sure a million other coaches would sit here and tell you how awesome they are and all the things that they do and everything that they know. But I could just be telling you that, and I could be bluffing, like straight up. Like I could sit here and tell you all these things and you could not believe me, or I could be bluffing. So reach out to anybody that you see that tags me, or I can even send you some clients or anybody that you know that has been in contact with me or has been a client of mine. Reach out to them and say, hey, what's your experience with Live been like? Like, can you tell me about that? And I think that that is something that's really respectable, is being able to say, hey, listen, like, hear it from the source. Reach out to any of my clients and ask them how it is and what they like, if they would recommend, go from there. So yeah, I think that's a big one of mine. Yeah. Do you have
I
any more?
agree. I'm trying to think. My brain's not working right now.
One other one that I have is a green flag is coaches who are okay turning people away. I think this is a big one. If a client came to me and said, hey, I have such and such disease, I am on, this kind of programming, I have, all this kind of stuff, I would probably say, hey, listen, I would love to be able to help you, but I just know that I am not the best suited person to help you. Here's someone that I know that specializes in what you're needing. I would recommend going to them.
Yep.
I'm not going to just coerce you into paying a couple $100s a month just for me to make that money and know that I can't help you. I had that thing when, a couple of my girls, when I had them, were wanting to transition into competing. And at that time, I wasn't offering prep coaching because I didn't feel comfortable offering it yet because of my experience, the basic knowledge that I had around competition prep. And so I said, hey, listen, so fucking cool that you have this goal, and like I cannot wait to cheer you on from the sidelines, but I cannot in good conscience say that I will do this for you because there's someone else right now that's better suited for you. And then I think it was like 7 months later, I then felt comfortable to now start offering prep coaching after I got more experience as an athlete myself, after I got my basic knowledge up, mentorships, experience, case studies, all those certain things, got comfortable to do that. Now I'm okay with doing that. But I turned away multiple, even of my current clients, that went to different coaches because I said, listen, I can be the coach for you for these kinds of things, but if that's what you're wanting, you're gonna have to go to somebody else. And here are multiple people that I would recommend that are absolutely the best of the best in that business. And I think that that says a lot. If a coach says they coach anybody, they coach nobody.
Exactly. Like, if you are looking for, like, I want to coach, but I want to be like a sports athlete.
Yeah, if someone came to me saying they want to power lift, I'd be like, okay, call
Yeah,
McKenna. I don't know
exactly.
anything about that.
No, like, exactly. Just, you're right. You nailed it on the head.
Yeah, just a coach that coaches anybody that says, oh, well, I specialize in fat loss and powerlifting and competition prep and gut health and hormones and every single name in the book, and just saying that they can take anything. Just, find someone that is so into what you're needing. That's their niche. That's their specialty. That's what they're so freaking good at, and go from there rather than, but I think it's great on the coach's end for them to be able to say, hey, listen, I think that you absolutely would benefit from some help, but I think that it's not going to come from me. So, well, Chester's about to start a fight, so we're riling him up over here. But that's all we have for this week. Callie wanted to introduce herself. As if she's not in almost every single episode. But always thankful for you guys tuning in and listening. We're thankful, obviously, for your patience, as we are still very brand new at this and getting used to everything. But we are excited to bring some good topics to you guys, some guests to you guys, and hit you with those bi-weekly episodes. So we'll see you not this coming Monday, but the next Monday. And peace and love.
See ya.